What's going on, guys? Meteorologist Jonathan Kegges back with you. We are talking about the chill. We've been really breaking this down since last week, and now it's on our street. Tomorrow it'll be on our doorstep, and then it's going to be in the house as you wake up on Friday morning. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Welcome to News 6 Weather Live at 9:30. We are going to talk about the timing of the cold front that will bring us the opportunity for some rain tomorrow, and then again Thursday for the first half of the day as the front itself comes through. And then we get that big blast of cold where air temperatures through the day on Thursday should fall for a lot of it. As soon as that leading edge of the cold air blasts right in, we're going to know about it. Big time cold front again. That should deliver the coldest air that a lot of Central Florida has seen in years, since way back in Christmas of 2022. So it has been a while since we've been dealing with cold, with temperatures this cold. That means that pipes are in play for parts of Central Florida. So we're going to get all into that through the course of the show tonight. We're also going to play a little trivia. It is Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? So it's Trivia Tuesday. Well, if it's not Tuesday, I still have a trivia question for you coming up tonight. So we'll play a little bit of weather trivia before we hit our first break coming up in about 6 minutes. All that I ask is that you do not artificial intelligence it. You do not Google it. We're going to have some fun here and hopefully learn some stuff as well. There it is. The front is on the map. This is kind of the leading edge of it. The coldest of the air is actually way back up here. I'll show you that in just 1 second. But the front itself, there's a little bit of rain with it. It's now south of Chicago, south of Omaha. And again, there is a big chunk of Arctic air just kind of looming just on the other side of the Minnesota border with Canada. That arrives again late in the evening on Thursday. And then it really settles in through the day on Friday. So here is where our air mass is charging as we speak. It is 10 degrees below zero in God's Lake, Canada. That's going to be southwest of Hudson Bay. Fort Severn, it's 3 degrees below zero. Those are actual air temperatures, not the wind. So that is where our air mass currently is. I want to show you something pretty cool. I have a story on this on clickorlando.com. This is what we call a backward trajectory model. Okay. And we're going to get deeper into how cold it actually gets here in Central Florida on the other side of the break. But when we say a blast of Arctic air, it's not hype. This air is literally coming at us from the Arctic. So that little red squiggly line you see on your screen, I ran the model up till Friday. That's whenever the colder air arrives. And then you take it backwards to where we stand right now. So that red line is where the air mass originated from. So just around the Hudson Bay, it spent some time around the Arctic Circle. And now it's starting to take its plunge, kind of following that red line right on into Central Florida. So you see where it's really cold in Baker Lake and in Coral Harbor, where it is 10 to 20 degrees below zero right now without the wind. And in spots, it's even colder than that because we don't really have sensors in that part of the world because, as you might imagine, it's a little remote up there. So it is frigid, to say the least. And that is what arrives during the day on Thursday. And then once we get into Friday morning, that's when the big chill settles in. So here's the deal right now. Temperature's not doing too bad. We're a little chilly closer to the panhandle. Winds have gone calm there. We've been able to radiate some of that warmth away. We're back to the upper 30s in Tallahassee. So it is a chilly night in Tally. 53 degrees right now in Jacksonville. We're at 47 in Pensacola. Low to mid 60s in Orlando, mid 70s in Key West, or right around 70 degrees in Miami, 73 in West Palm. So that's some of the air that is continuing to warm us up anyway. And we're going to keep things on the warmer side really for, I think, 2 more mornings. I still think we wake up pretty warm on Thursday, and then we watch the bottom fall out in the temperature department through the day on Thursday. So those are the current temperatures. When you wake up tomorrow, right around 60 in Orlando, mid 50s in Jacksonville, a little chilly in the Panhandle, and then really warm in the Keys, near 70 in West Palm, and in Miami tomorrow morning. Then we start talking about the opportunity for some rain to come through. That is why we're going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow, especially along and northwest of I-4 where you see the blue boxes. We should be below average tomorrow. I think we'll see thicker clouds come back into play, And we're also going to have the opportunity for a little bit of rain. It's nothing too crazy. It's not going to help the drought situation much. Obviously, we'll take what we can get, but it's still going to be something. Not everybody's going to see it. It's going to be very scattered in nature as it moves in from the Gulf and then moves out onto the Atlantic side. So high temperatures tomorrow in the 60s. Look at this. This is Thursday. And again, as soon as that front hits, you will know about it because the temperatures are immediately going to start to fall. Look at the difference in temperature between Miami and Pensacola on Thursday. The divide is going to be crazy. We're back to the mid-70s in Miami, 48 in Pensacola, 49 in Tallahassee. And again, this is because of the timing of the front. So it arrives early in the morning in the Panhandle and in North Florida. So it's really not going to have time to warm up any. We'll get a little bit of a jump start. We'll get back up to around 60 in Central Florida, but then we will watch the temperatures fall. So again, on Thursday, that high temperature is a little bit deceiving. And I say that because through the afternoon, we're going to fall back down into the 50s. And into the evening, we'll likely be in the 40s. And then we're going to bottom out into the 20s and 30s. So this is one of those big fronts. Big fronts. So it's going to be kind of gnarly to watch the temperatures drop as we go through the day on Thursday. And then to see what we actually bottom out at on Friday morning. And again, our current forecast would put it at the coldest morning through Central Florida that we have seen since Christmas morning of 2022. Alrighty, guys. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we are going to talk about the rain chances. They increase a little bit tomorrow, a little bit more so on Thursday as the front itself comes through. We're going to have the timeline on that. We're going to talk about actually how cold it gets at your place, and then who needs to think about protecting their pipes. It's that kind of cold coming through that we could have some frozen pipes in the mix later Friday morning. So we will we're going to get to that in just a couple of minutes. Before we head to the break, though, it's Trivia Tuesday. So here is the trivia question. Okay, we're talking about a cold front, so naturally we're going to have a cold front question. So which process is primarily responsible for rapid temperature drops behind a strong cold front? Is it A, radiational cooling? Is it B, cold air advection? Is it C, latent heat release? Or D, temperature inversion? So there you go. That's the question. You have 3 minutes to post the answer in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. No cheating. Don't do it. Be right back. Alrighty, guys, thank you a ton for participating. There was a lot of action in the chat tonight, so really appreciate it. So the answer here, as we coming back on the other side of the break, we're talking about a strong cold front. So the process that is primarily responsible for rapid temperature drops behind a strong cold front. So the key is behind the strong cold front. That's the main thing. Kimberly brought up a good point. If the skies are clear, radiational cooling, and there may be a little bit of a component of radiational cooling. So this is just Kimberly, this is a vague question. So this is not pertaining to our situation that's coming in on Friday. This is just any normal, even if there's clouds, if there's clear sky, the answer is all the same here, directly behind a cold front. So that's the key, behind the cold front. So the answer is going to be B, cold air advection. So what happens with a cold front, it is advecting something or moving something. Typically, when we see the radiational cooling, that would be the night after, because things are pretty turbulent when a cold front's coming through. The atmosphere is very mixed. It is throwing things around. Radiational cooling is not going to be the primary source for cooling us down. I'll show you that in real time when we're tracking this front in just 1 second, but 100% right move, Kimberly, to think about that, about the radiational aspect of that. But that's normally on night number 2 of a cold frontal passage, because then high pressure settles in. So here is the deal with that. And we're going to use our real front here to settle in. So here's the timeline of the rain. So there's 11 o'clock in the morning. We do have some rain coming into the Florida Peninsula. There's 5 o'clock in the evening, maybe a couple of downpours embedded northwest of the I-4 corridor, and then pushing through. A few more scattered showers late. Would not be surprised if there are downpours to wake you up on Thursday morning. This is the front itself, okay? So it is mean. So here's the advection part of it. So right then and there, the moment that this front crosses, you are going to feel the wind direction shift, and that's going to be a northwesterly shift, and then it is going to advect that colder air in. So the primary mechanism is that right behind the front anyway, is that colder air. So watch what happens now as we get into Friday. My high pressure moved away, but underneath that high pressure, that's whenever that is whenever skies stay clear, the winds are calm, and that's whenever you can radiate more efficiently, whenever you have high pressure. Kimberly saying I have a trick question. See, this was the kind of question that I would always screw up in school, because when you have words like primary in there, that's what gets you, and that's the differentiating factor. So I know, and all that stuff. It will have a wind chill with it, especially during the day on Thursday. It shouldn't be too crazy. I think there might be a bigger wind chill with the second front, and you kind of already see that. I don't know that it gets. I don't know that this one is as cold, although it's only going to be by a couple degrees. But there might be more wind on the Monday one, so there will be a wind chill. I think that'll have everybody in Central Florida feeling like the 20s on Friday morning. The deal is the actual air temperature is what I'm going to be concerned about, because if you're in an area that gets to 28 degrees or colder, I want you to take care of your pipes. So Jody asked a question before earlier. Kimberly is making me laugh tonight. If you are 28 degrees or colder, I want you to leave your faucet at a slow drip. If you're going to be at 32 or warmer, you don't need to take action. So if you are in Orlando, you do not need to open up the cabinets. You do not need to let it run at a slow trickle. You need to be below freezing for about 6 to 8 hours for your pipes to be impacted. This is really going to be exterior pipes. Okay. If you have your heat on or whatever, your house should have enough warmth in it, because again, you have to get your pipes below freezing inside. and that should not happen. It's going to be cold, but this is not like Minnesota cold where it's dropping like 40 degrees below zero or anything like that. And you have to keep your kitchen cabinets open and things. So exterior pipes only, okay? And that's again northwest of I-4. And I'll show it to you in a little bit of a different graphical nature here. If you're in that light blue color, that is where you should be looking to protect your pipes. The exterior ones. Again, if you have like an outside faucet, let it do a trickle. Again, if it's moving, it's harder to freeze, or have that insulation from the hardware store, get that. But if you're in Orlando, you don't need to worry about the pipes. If you're in that blue color, that's going to be I-75 corridor, the villages, most of Marion County, maybe extreme Northern Lake, just south, right around Astor, all that stuff. So some of us do, most of us don't. Everybody is going to be cold. Elizabeth's asking, are you going to go okay Friday afternoon? Friday afternoon is going to be gorgeous. It's just going to be chilly. I mean, sunshine dominant, not a cloud in the sky. It's just going to be in the mid 50s. So yeah. All right. I have to get a break in. Don't have a ton of time in the back half because we are leading the show at 10 o'clock to talk about the cold. And we're going to get into a little more in depth if you are in the Central Florida area coming up at News 6 at 10 right here on News 6 Plus. And if you're watching on YouTube, we're going to have more on this YouTube channel. Different thumbnail, same channel. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Alrighty, guys, thanks so much for being here on a pretty mild Tuesday night, but we are going to watch some big-time cold come in. Again, this is, I I don't want to say as cold as it gets. It gets colder than this in Central Florida, but at least from in the last few years, it's going to rival that. So we're going to watch that come in again. Rain chances go up a little bit on Wednesday to about 30%. They'll go up a little bit more Thursday morning. And then it's going to be all about the cold. You'll feel the tumble on Thursday into Friday morning. The entire weekend's chilly. There's a reinforcing shot of colder air coming back in on Monday. We are going to have that complete 7-day forecast. If you are in the Central Florida area, coming up on News 6 at 10, on News 6 Plus, and then also right here on YouTube, on the News 6 YouTube page. Different thumbnail, same channel. I have to run, guys, because I'm right at the top of the show tonight at the 10, 11 o'clock. I will see you guys in a couple of minutes. Everybody is smart on the chat. Everybody is smart. I appreciate you guys, but that was a hard question. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Always a lot of fun on Trivia Tuesday. All right, we're staying on top of the cold, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night. Better yet, I'll see you in a couple of minutes. News 6 at 10. Starts at 10. A couple minutes before that. But anyway, I'll see you guys then.